You won't listen to them. You are too rebellious, and they can't stand the fact that you have a mind of your own. You don't listen to what other people are trying to tell you when it comes to how you're supposed to live your life. You know that you have a certain level of talent, of greatness, of uniqueness, of skill that will aid you in the process of becoming what it is you want, whatever it is you want. You have a different set of beliefs than the people who are trying to tell you to go another direction. You see it as possible for yourself. You know it can happen. You know it can be done. You know others have already done it. You've studied them inside and out, their failures, their shortcomings, their downfalls, and their uprisings, their winning season, their success, achievements, goals, accomplishing them. You know it's possible. So the fact that you're set on this is possible, the fact on you know you can have your dream, the fact that you know you can become successful, the fact that you know you can have the life that you want, it comes off as arrogant to some people because there's nothing that you won't work towards. There's nothing that you're willing to not do to get what you want. As far as hard work goes, you will work as hard as or as smart or as often or as much as you need to, whatever is necessary for you to accomplish a goal, you'll do it. So that may come off as arrogant to some people. Some people have tried to tell you that you weren't what you thought you were. Some people tried to tell you that you'd be better off not pursuing certain goals. Some people tried to tell you that it wasn't possible because they couldn't accomplish it in more ways than one. They wanted you to give up. They wanted you to be discouraged. They didn't want you to have in your mind the idea that it can become a reality. But that's the truth. And you know the truth, and the truth will set you free. You use the truth that you can become successful to set you free. You may be physically in certain places or in a certain position, but mentally you are way past that and way above that. And it comes off as arrogant or cocky. It comes off to certain people as disrespectful. But you're not going to see yourself in a way that makes other people comfortable. Other people don't. Last time I checked, nobody's trying to make anybody feel comfortable except empaths, and you're the one having to deal with a lot of things majority of the time. All right, so you're becoming triumphant with who you are as a person. You're achieving, you're winning, you're triumphing, you're becoming triumphant over everything that has been placed in your path to either distract you, to offend you, to stop you, to try to break you. You were triumphant over that. All the errors, all the mistakes, all the things people pointed out, you are triumphant over that because you continue to keep going. They say one thing, it doesn't stop you. People will try to harm you when they see that you're healed. They'll try to damage you. When they see that you're putting yourself together, they'll try to break you down. When they see you building yourself back up or building yourself up, period. And that's what you're supposed to do. But most people are so broken down that they don't try. Most people are so broken down and so toxic that they think it's not normal for someone to believe in themselves or go out and go get what they want. But it's always that one person that is brilliant and resilient, and they're not going to give up because they know that there's some millions out there for them. They know that there's some billions out there for them. They know there's some trillions out there for them. They know that they're is an opportunity just waiting out there for them with their name on it. There are people out there waking up to the fact every day that they know they can have what they want. You don't have to know how. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to be super intelligent. I'm not saying don't do those things, but for the people who are wondering how their life is going to turn out because they don't feel that what everybody else is doing is for them, because what everybody else is doing is not for everyone. There's different ways, all right? There's different ways and avenues of becoming successful. We don't all have to take the same path. You may get there later than someone else. You may get laughed at, ridiculed, made fun of, um, belittled, and trampled on along the way. People may have negative comments, negative things to say. They may put you down, say what you're doing is worthless, say it doesn't mean anything. How or why on earth would someone take advice from you? Why would someone listen to you? Why would someone take any value of anything that came out of your mouth? People are going to say things like that. Yes, they hurt. Yes, they're harmful. Yes, they're discouraging, but you can't let that stop you. You have to take that and you have to mold yourself as a person who's stronger and can overcome anything that anyone would ever say to you about you, because you can. You're more powerful than their words, than their statements, than their idea of you. And that's why they perceive you as arrogant. That's why they perceive you as a troublemaker. That's why they perceive you as a problem. All right, because you're not going to take on the idea. You're not going to take on the vision. You're not going to take on the mindset, the attitude of life that everyone wants you to take on. There are certain people who can't be around you because your vibration is at such a higher level, because you know that there's more to life. You know that there's going to be more to your life. You have a greater idea about yourself and you see the bigger picture. All right. You're not going to view yourself as something small or minuscule or as someone who can't have what they want. You know you can have what you want. All right. It's as simple as that. Just knowing that I can have what I want. I'm not giving up on that. I'm not going to think anything other than that. Other people may not like it. They may not be able to agree with it, but they don't have to. That's the thing. No one has to agree. No one has to agree with the idea about yourself that you have about yourself. You're allowed to think about yourself however you want. And it may offend people because you have a winner's mindset and you think certain things are possible for you that other people may not think are possible for themselves. You think that it's possible for you to make it. You think that it's possible for you to become successful. You think that it's possible for you to have whatever you want. You know you can have whatever you want. All right, you've always dreamed of having whatever you want. And you know that deep down inside, there's nothing that can stop you from having what it is you want. All right. It's that fighting spirit that you've always had. You've always fought against other people who told you otherwise. You know, people tried to put in your mind that you weren't the one to be able to do it. Maybe you were corny or you weren't cool enough, or they had a idea about you that was totally other than the one you had about yourself. And it's to reprogram you, because your confidence, it scares people, and a lot of people want to be as confident as you, and if they can't, they're going to try to make you as confident as them, because it benefits them. They don't have to worry. They don't have to be anxious. They don't have to feel like they're not doing enough. And you keep fighting. You keep fighting. So they'll tell you you'll never make it. You take that and you make it even more. You take that and you make your creations even better. You take that and you study even harder. You take that and you continue to fail. All right. When a person is beginning to fail and they don't care about how they're looked at or how they're perceived or what someone thinks about them, they're just willing to keep failing and keep failing and keep failing. There's a saying that you will fail your way to success. You have to fail your way to success. No one starts anything immediately good or great all the time. There are a few exceptions. You have child prodigies, you have geniuses, you have savants where people are just immediately skilled. All right, those are very rare cases, but just because you're not one of those cases, it doesn't mean that you can't become successful, because you can. It doesn't mean that you can't become skilled at something, because you can. You can become as skilled as you want at whatever you want. A person has to be willing to try. A person has to be willing to take a chance on themselves, to take a risk on themselves. That's all it is. When you think that you can do something and you step out and you put some faith behind it and some belief behind it, anything is possible. There are people who don't want you to think that, because they know that that's your superpower, is your idea about yourself. And they know that you think highly of yourself. But when people don't really think too highly of themselves and they have to be around you, they'll try to make you feel like you're the problem, because they don't see themselves in a positive way. When sometimes people don't see themselves in a positive way and they have to be around you, they will ridicule you and make you feel bad for making them feel like they need to be better. When people are in the presence of someone that's working towards something, or someone that's about something, sometimes they feel the need to be on something themselves. Sometimes they feel the need that they need to either do something because what they're doing isn't good enough. All right. I mean, that's a positive thing, but it doesn't need to be done in a toxic way to where it puts them in a position where it's them against you. All right. So you're relentless. You have a fighting spirit. They told you you couldn't do it. You still pursued it. They told you you weren't the one, and you still saw it as a possibility. Imagine someone that's not fit to do something, but they still want to go do it anyway. It's like, why would you even think it was possible for you to go do that? Because it is. And that's all you need to do. That's all you need to know, is that if I put any amount of work, ethic in, and if I put any amount of effort in, and I really do my best, anything can happen. Your mind is open. That's why people are afraid of you. You're not closed minded. They don't know, some people don't know how to open their mind to where they have endless possibilities. You have opened your mind up to the point to where you have endless possibilities. You don't have possibility blindness. You were blind, but now you see. You ask God to show you. You ask God to show you and push you in the right direction. And when you ask him to do that, he will. If you ask God to open up your eyes, he'll allow you to see whatever you ask him to. And you asked him to show you a pathway for you to become successful, and he did. You can become as successful as you want. All it takes is the mindset, the time set. You're a goal setter. You're an achiever. You're a winner. All right? You're a winner and a wiener. All right, I always wanted to say that because they always show the people when it's on TV. They always make fun of people saying they're winners and they call them wieners. But guess what? You're a winner and a wiener, but not that kind of wiener. You've weaned yourself off of negative thinking. You're a winner and a wiener. Yep, positive. Yo, a positive mindset can do it. You're a wiener because you've weaned yourself off of negativity. People become addicted to negative thinking because your brain has been going down that path so many times. Imagine going to taking the same way to a relative's house every holiday or just every time you visit them. Now they do some construction and you have to take a different route. Do you think your mind is easily going to forget that route that you've been taking those 10, 15, 20 years plus years just because you take a new route? No, you're probably going to remember that way for a very long time until the new one gets ingrained, or probably forever, unless you were to train your mind to forget it or think of something different. So it's the same thing. Your thoughts have been going down a negative path. Your thoughts have been going down a negative path. So once you take your thoughts down a different path, you'll get different results. If you take your thoughts down the path that I'm not going to listen to what they have to say, I know they really aren't in favor of me being favored, but that's something that I'm going to have to block out and not pay attention to. I'm going to have to keep my eyes on the prize. You literally have to do that. It's a game, but it's a goal that you should want to achieve every day, to keep your eyes on the prize. Don't let negatives distract you. You can't get distracted that easily. You don't want to be, if you're easily distracted, you got to check yourself. If you're easily offended or upset, you have to check yourself. There's some work that you have to do. All right, there's some work that you have to do. So if you are easily upset or offended, that's a sign. All right, take those things that you're upset and offended by and ask yourself why you're triggered by them. Why are you upset over this? Why are you offended over this? All right. So once you figure those things out, you could furthermore create a way for you to overcome whatever you're dealing with. And that's why you are perceived as an arrogant person. Most people who have things in front of them, they either quit, they either give up. They like the things that you have gone through. It's hard for certain people to respect it because the severity of it. It's like you've gone through what you have been through is similar to what people experience when they fight at war. A lot of people may not give you credit for that, but you've got the mental scars and wounds. You've healed from them. People who's supposed to be supportive of you are the same ones that were telling you you might want to do something else. You can't do this. You have no skills. All right, people. Sometimes people will tell you to your face you have no skills when you have all the skills. When you have some skills that are lying dormant that you could put to good use, that just have to be developed. But if you listen to a person like that, you'll never develop your skills. You'll never give yourself a chance. If you listen to someone like that, you have no skills. Some people will tell you that to your face. You have to work your mind around the negative people who you hold to high esteem. All right, that's the witchcraft. There are some people in your life, due to certain positions, due to certain uh, uh, names or whatever, certain positions in life, that you hold them to a high reverence, and you take heed to what they say. There are certain people you have to stop taking heed of what they say, and certain people you shouldn't take heed of what they say because they don't mean you any good. So if you being a troublemaker is because you're not giving up and you're focused and you're not going to let them play around with your time. You're not going to allow them to play around with your dreams. You're not going to allow them to play around with your goals. You're not going to allow them to play around with the fact that you want to become successful more than life itself. All right, that's that fighting spirit. You've realized that becoming successful is not going to be easy. You realize that people who have no business even worried about you because they don't want to become successful are going to try to get in your way and stop you from doing just that. It's like, don't they have anything to go do? No, some of them don't. You are what some of them have to go do. Stopping you is what some of them take pleasure in doing. Being a pest, being petty, getting their kicks off, trying to turn you into them, trying to dirty up your energy and make you into them, trying to turn you into a toxic person because they were sick of the positive person that you were when they met you. So what they're trying to do is to destroy that person that believes in themselves, that thinks that they can have their goal and their dream, and that knows that they can become successful. You know deep down inside in your heart of hearts that you were created for more. You were created for better. You were created for the life that only a person who works towards getting it can have. And you early on have seen success and you looked at it from a different point of view. You looked at it as not something that you were entitled to, not something that you were owed. You looked at it as something that you were willing to work for and grind for and hustle for. You're fighting for your success. They don't want you to have it. All the people who didn't want you to become successful, all the people who wanted to distract you because they knew that if they would allow you to take that time and put it into yourself, you would have took yourself off the shelf and put yourself into a different position, a better position, a greater position. Some people don't want you to advance in their face. Some people don't want you to manifest in their face. Some people don't want you to be great in their face. Some people don't want you to grow in their face. Some people don't want you to educate yourself in their face. Some people don't have as much talent, as much skill. Some people aren't aware of what it is that they want to do or what they want to be. So when they see you working towards it, the first thing that comes to their mind is, I have to stop this person because they're making me feel bad about myself. They're making me feel like I'm not doing enough. They're making me feel like I can't do what I need to do. And even though all they were doing was just being average, you being great makes them insecure over the fact that they deliberately chose to be average. They chose to not do anything with their life as far as being great is concerned. They may go through the motions. They may have a great life, take care of themselves, do what it is they like to do on their free time, but they may not be pursuing anything that gives their life meaning or value. And the fact that you do, it makes you get up different with a sense of urgency in the morning. You don't need a cup of coffee. You don't need anything to get you out of bed in the morning. You're up and at 'em because you know there are things for you to be up and at. Your goals, your dreams, the achievements you want to, the things you want to pursue and achieve, because you believe in yourself. You've opened your mind up to allow it to think that it can have whatever it wants. You've opened your mind up to the belief that you can achieve the impossible. You use every day to your advantage. All right, and it's starting to pour off of you. It's starting to emanate off of you that you don't play around when it comes to life. You don't play around when it comes to what you say you're going to do. And why would you want to? You wouldn't make any progress. You wouldn't become you wouldn't become who you said you would be. You told yourself all these things in the mirror, what you wanted to do, and now you're working towards it. You understand speaking things into existence. You understand the power of thinking something and actually working towards it, knowing it could happen, believing in it, even when other people try to convince you otherwise. Some people, you'd be surprised how many people really get mad when you know you can do something. Like you still gonna do that? Like people get mad when you know it's gonna work. People get mad when you know you're gonna work. People get mad when you're willing to put in the work. Not everybody is willing to want to do the things necessary. The people who do the things others won't do are going to have the things that others won't have. You're willing to do the things others won't do today so you could have tomorrow the things others won't have. You're willing to do it. You're willing to do the things today others won't do so you'll have the things tomorrow others won't have. Be willing to do the things today others won't do so tomorrow you'll have the things others won't have. When you see people who have something, you see people who did something. When you see people who don't have, you see somebody that didn't choose to do anything. What are you choosing to do? You're defiant. You're choosing to keep going after what you want. They told you it wasn't good enough. They told you you'd never make it. They told you that's not how you do it. They told you nobody would ever want to use that. They told you nobody would ever think that sounded good. They told you they didn't know how you were going to make money off of that. And it wasn't just because they didn't know how you were going to make money off of it. They was trying to play you. I don't know how you're going to make no money off of that. You had to eat that. You took that on the chin. It might have even went over your head. But guess what? You did not decide to quit. They're somewhere talking about you right now. He's about how you're working on all the things you're working on. They're somewhere talking about you right now, wondering how things are going to work out for you because you didn't give up. There are people who stopped dead in their tracks, pursuing their goals, pursuing their dreams, making their dream become a reality because somewhere along the line, they let a negative thought eat at them. You can't let negative thoughts eat at you. You have to feed your mind with so many positive thoughts that you're too full of positivity. You're too full of positive of meals of thoughts that you've been feeding yourself throughout the day. You got to feed yourself positively in the morning. You got to feed yourself positive thoughts in the afternoon. You got to feed yourself positive thoughts about your dream in the evening before you go to sleep. You have to constantly be working on your mind. You have to constantly be feeding yourself positive thoughts and ideas and positive ideas about yourself and how your life is going to go and how your dreams are going to go and how things are going to work out for you. If you want God to work for you and make your dream become a reality, you have to work your mind and first picture and envision and visualize everything that you would like to see happen in real life. What you see is what you get. If you don't see it in your mind, you will not see it in real time. How do you think people who get to live in all these houses and drive all these cars and do all the things that they want to do in life, how do you think they get to see it with their real two physical eyes visually in real time? They first see it in their real mind. You got to get these things in your mind first. The kingdom of God is within. It's your mind. Stop letting people tell you what you can't have. Who are they to tell you you can't do something? Keep fighting. No, they don't want you to have it. No, they don't want it to be you. No, they don't want you to think that you can do whatever you want. If someone is stuck and you have a mindset that allows you to believe anything is possible, you're not going to fit in with that person. You have to get the stuck people out of your life. You have to get the closed-minded people out of your life. And you have to be an individual. When you have different thoughts than other people, you're going to have to go out and be an individual. It's a fight to become successful. You'll have your closest family members and friends telling you that it's not possible. You'll have your closest family member and friends telling you to go do something else. You can't make that happen. You're wasting your time. Nothing good is going to happen because of that. You can't use that to become successful. But if they can't see it, you still have to see it. I don't care if they have won at life a million times over. I don't care if they are God of life. I am God of life. Your friend or relative telling you that it is not possible. Don't believe them. Don't listen to them. Love them, but don't listen to them. Don't hate them. Love them, but don't listen to them. You ain't got to lose no love for them just because you ain't trying to listen to what they got to say. It ain't positive. If it ain't positive and you end up making it happen and they end up wanting to come over for something to eat, well, you know what? I listened to you, so I didn't do it. So you can't come over and eat at this nice house. Imagine you listen to them and now what? You listen to them and you didn't pursue your goal. You listened to them and you didn't pursue your dream. They helped you right out of a successful life. They helped you right out of the life that God ordained for you. They helped you right out of the life that God created for you. It was written in stone for you to have all the things that you're working towards using the gifts and talents that are natural to you. These things are natural to you. You may see someone else doing what you do. Kudos, congratulations. There are more people in the same profession. It's not just one rapper, there's a million of them. It's not just one music artist, there's a million of them. Some people have said similar lyrics. Some people have made similar songs. Some people have talked about similar things in their songs. Just because someone is doing something that you want to do, don't stop. Just because someone is great at something you want to do doesn't mean you can't be great at it too. Doesn't mean there's not enough room for multiple great people in the same field. You can become great. You can have what you want. You can live the life you always dreamed. You can have the career that you want, your dream job, your dream career, your dream business. It's all possible. Anything that's not positive when it comes to you having what you want, ignore it. Who are you listening to? Are you listening to God? Are you listening to positive thoughts? Are you listening to yourself, your mind? Are you listening to your gut? Are you listening to those good feelings that were telling you that you can have this? Go after that. That's you. Do it. You're about to become successful. You're about to become wealthy. Or are you listening to the people who are trying to tell you to not try it because they don't want it to be you? They don't want you to win, so they're going to try to discourage you to not take the chance to do so. They're going to tell you that whatever it is you're doing, they're going to tell you that in some kind of way that it's not going to work out. It's not going to benefit you. It won't happen. You can't listen to them. I don't care if they are a genius. I don't care if they own the whole entire planet, the whole universe. You can still create whatever it is you want. I don't care if this person knows how to live life a billion times. It's not going to happen for you. If you believe them, it won't happen. I don't care if they say you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. I don't care if they told you you weren't that smart. I don't care if they tried to play you every single day of your life. Making you not think that you are worth your dream. Still pursue it. Still go after it. They don't have to like you. You do. You're the one that's stuck with you, not them. Don't allow other people to make your experience one that is unenjoyable. It may be uncomfortable at times, but it doesn't have to be unenjoyable. People are going to make you feel uncomfortable when you want to be great. You have to embrace it. Well, you know what? This just comes with being great. I can get through this. This feels weird, but am I going to allow it to stop me from being great? Or, what they said, wow, that doesn't feel good at all. Man, that hurts. Am I going to stop because of that? No, I still got to go after what I want. What you want is greater than any negative comment. You're going to allow someone to stop you from getting what you want. Have your whys and your reasons for pursuing your goals always in the front of your dream, and it will be a shield and a repelling agent to stop all the negatives that will try to get in the way and stop you from pursuing your goals. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Always work towards happiness. Don't be negative, especially to yourself.